Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, Booshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at Booshakalakapodcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Booshakalaka Podcast. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm joined by my co-host, Pierre.
It's a blur. I mean, not complete amnesia. I remember Sister Mary Margaret puking in church and Betsy Riley saying it was morning sickness. And I remember the time I forgot to wear my underpants to school, and the name of the boy who noticed was Billy Friedberg. He's dead now. But last night, complete blur. Couldn't you just die?
Jawbreaker?
Fuck. That's Batman Returns.
Oh, please. I don't remember a motherfucking thing from those movies. Not one thing. Not a one.
Damn.
Well, everybody, we are here for our April anthologies. Even though this movie is not an anthology, we are going to review it as if it is so. This is 2007's Trick or Treat. And it says on Wikipedia that it's an anthology horror film, but it ain't, you know. Whatever. So the film takes place on Halloween night in the fictional town of Warren Valley, Ohio. The plot follows a nonlinear narrative with characters crossing paths throughout the film. At the center of the story is Sam, a peculiar trick-or-treater in an orange footy pajama costume who appears to enforce the rules of Halloween.
Is that what the fuck he was doing? Okay.
he was judging everybody.
That's not what I got from it, but okay. You
didn't get that?
No, I got that he was just fucking there, and he decided to do something at the end of the movie. But for the most part, I didn't see him enforce a damn thing. Okay. He was getting candy with the kids.
So there's gonna be 4 stories. Basically 4 stories. The first one is going to be the principal, and then the Halloween school bus massacre, surprise party, and of course the titular Sam. So we're gonna start off with the principal.
Oh my god. So we get this asshole. He's a fucking asshole. What's his name? I bet it's Ernie.
Stephen Wilkins.
No, the kid. I'm talking about the little kid.
Charlie.
Okay, yeah. He was named
Charlie
Woodby.
bit my finger. Why was that so funny? Why did
I don't know, but how old are they now?
They gotta be like 30.
And so this asshole kid, he's knocking everybody's jack-o'-lanterns off their fucking, I don't know what, gates, picket fences, and stoops, mailboxes, whatever they're on, because everybody in the street has one. I was like, oh wow, this is a nice neighborhood. And so he comes to this house. He walks up to it. It clearly has a sign, and we know those Halloween signs. Please take 1 piece of candy. Now, I don't like these signs because they're fun size bars. You could say take 2, but taking 1, that fun size is not gonna hit his gut. I can understand.
It will, but not immediately.
I can understand if you're handing out full size Snickers, but this is not gonna give me what I need. This is not gonna, you're hungry. Try Snickers.
Yeah,
it's not gonna give me that. And so, as the fat kid that he is claiming to be, he steals a bunch of candy. Like, he just starts taking piles of it, and it's not even in a nice jar. It's like in a vase, pissing me off because I would have, it's hard to snatch and run. And then we hear this creepy voice, and it's this weird guy. And how do I describe how he looks? He has on suspenders. No, he doesn't. But he has on a button down on Halloween, pissing me off. And so
he looks like a principal, and he is the principal. I mean,
like, principals don't dress like that outside of work. But yeah, so he shows up and he's like, hey, Charlie, what are you doing, Charlie? You shouldn't take all the candy, Charlie. You're going to get acid indigestion, Charlie. That's how he talks to me. And so Charlie tries to run. He's like, no, stay, Charlie. And, he has him sit down and he's talking to him. Kids this young do not have the attention span that, why are you trying to talk to him and teach him a lesson right now? It's Halloween. Mm-hmm. Let him go. Kids get into mischief on Halloween. It's just that thing. And all he really was doing was stealing candy. So, he was pissing me off with them jack-o'-lanterns, but he didn't knock over yours. So I'm just like, why are you trying to lecture him on, bitch, let me go. But he's like, here, Charlie, take a candy bar, Charlie. And then he takes out this fucking knife like he's fucking Copperhead. And Isn't he like, oh, it's for the jack-o'-lantern?
She finds her way in almost every one of our episodes.
Because he talking about, oh, it's not for you, this is for the jack-o'-lantern, but he hands him a bag of candy because he guess he went and got more candy for the kiddos because he wants to refill, which is kind. And so Charlie starts eating. He don't give a damn about what this man talking about, and he talking about, I don't know what lecture is he giving him. He like, I don't know, wear condoms, don't have sex because you will get pregnant and die.
He's teaching him about the importance of respecting Halloween rules and traditions, and he's just blabbing on and on and on, and it's like that kid wasn't listening to him, not one bit. He was like Snickers, Kit Kat. He was not listening to him.
Until
and then vomit.
Right, and this is I've been wanting to turn these movies off.
It was gross. It was gross.
So he just starts puking, and it was like it was chocolate. Like it looked like he was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sorry, fuck that movie. Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Did you watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
No, and I know you watch it. I've only watched the season with Alyssa Edwards. I don't get cute. I get drop dead gorgeous. And so
there was a season where they had like a magical chocolate candy bar that could save you from elimination, and one of the queens, when they would unwrap it, she was like, "It's chocolate." So that's what I was thinking about with Charlie eating that piece of chocolate like that. Charlie,
I hate you. I was like, what the fuck? And so yeah, he starts puking chocolate. It looks like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory when Augustus fat ass was drinking out the damn lake, pissing me off. Augustus, no. And so he just starts puking, and then he starts puking up blood. And so that's when you realize, and he's like, the number one rule of Halloween, always check your candy. And see, this makes me never want to go trick-or-treating again, as if I could. But like, what the fuck? Y'all poisoning candy with cyanide now? Bitch, what? Like
the principal is. His own damn principal is.
And so, yeah, Charlie's dead as a doornail. Now, I had to mention that Charlie was overweight because the principal then has to drag his big ass into the house. Why the fuck you commit a murder on your front doorstep? I do not know. And so
the kid, he probably wouldn't have went in the house. Come on now, let's keep it real.
And so he dragging him. And then as he's dragging him, of course, dead bodies, he's still puking on him. And so now he has puke and blood all over his shirt. I'm so pissed off. So he goes in the house, and he does something extreme because he has like blood all over his white button down. And so then, of course, trick-or-treaters knock at the door. And he comes and he answers the door, and he hands them candy begrudgingly. And that's when you see Sam. We're gonna say this is Sam's first sighting because we're going in this order. And so, Sam comes, he grabs a little bar, and he runs off. Sam got this raggedy ass Halloween costume on. Like he looked like he looked like a Little House on the Prairie kid. Like he got on a onesie with a fucking paper bag over his head. Like, get the fuck up. Not a paper bag, but a brown sack that you use. Burlap sack. Oogie Boogie. That's what he motherfucking looked like. He looks like,
and so Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas.
He's ancient. He's ugly. And so he closes the door, and then you see him in his backyard, and he like is planning to bury the body. And apparently he already got a goddamn body down there. So this principal just like killing people. And so he dumped.
So I saw it. You gave away the ending.
I did?
Yes.
I don't see how.
He is going to bury Charlie, and while in the grave, Charlie starts fighting, and he's like, oh my god, I got to get rid of him. We don't know that this is Charlie at that time. We don't know it's him till the end of the episode.
I still feel like you're jumping the gun. I'm telling you, because I know what I think I know what you're talking about, but that's not who you think it is. Anywho, he's burying, he has like a grave built literally like a square, a rectangle grave built in his backyard, and nobody notices. And so he's dumping him in there, and then all of a sudden, his raggedy ass son. So he has a son too, but he's murderer. And his son is like, Dad, I want to call the jack-o'-lantern. And so he like,
Daddy, please, Daddy.
Like he's screaming, and he's like, be quiet, the neighbors can hear you. Like he's, and so he's just going on and on and on about the stuff he wants to do. Dad, can I come to the party with you? Dad. He's like,
Dad, what are you doing? Dad, what's on your shirt? Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, my toe hurts. Dad.
he's like, shut the fuck up before I kill you too. And so he tells Billy, he has to be quiet, or he won't get to do all the fun things with him. He's like, okay, but don't forget you have to help me with the eyes. Just being loud and fucking obnoxious. And so then the neighbor's dog starts barking. And so in the midst of the neighbor's dog barking, one of the dead bodies is like coming alive and like hitting him and like trying to get out. But I mean, at this point, child, you're
Well,
dead.
he stomps them to death at this point.
Yeah, and
Because he was gonna bury whoever he had alive, but he stomps them to death.
And so he cuts one of their fingers off, and he throws the finger to the dog to get the dog to stop barking. Then his fucking raggedy ass neighbor comes out, and so the neighbor is like, "Hey, what are you doing out here, you motherfucker? You motherfucking kids, get off my motherfucking porch!" And so he's like, "Hey, it's me."
He's
And,
that angry. Back when in the 90s movie, there was always a really angry old neighbor in like every movie back in the day. Why was that?
Mr.
Mr.
Wilson. Or even in like Beethoven, that like I don't know. I feel
The
like the dad
Sandlot.
was
Remember
like,
the Sandlot? It was James
Mhm.
Earl Jones. Oh my gosh.
I don't know why that was, because that doesn't happen anymore. I don't see that trope in movies anymore. I think it stopped. You know what? I think it stopped with Monster House, because they were like, oh shit, he's an asshole because his wife died. And so
that movie was scary. That
yeah.
movie was scary.
And,
Sure.
and so he's like, I'm fixing the septic tank, and he's like, oh, it smells like a dead whore out here. And and he's just an asshole. And he's like,
the neighbor's name is Mr. Krieg.
Ew. And so he's like, screw you, and then he goes back in the house. So then
as he's oh yeah, you're right. Mr. Krieg does go back in the house, you're right.
Yeah, and so he finishes burying the body, and as he goes back into the house, go ahead.
He sees Krieg screaming for help at the window. And Mr. Wilkins is like, whatever.
Screw you. And so he goes into the house, and he calls for his son, Bobby. And so
Billy.
I hate you. Billy. And so why did because Bobby. Okay, because Bobby. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. And so Billy scares him, and he's like acting all pissed. So he grabs a knife. He's like, let's go, car. Wait, what voice was I doing? Let's go, car, like jack-o'-lantern. And then he has a knife behind his back, and you're like, oh god, he's about to kill his son now. Which, I mean, at this point, he's already a piece of shit. You're killing kids and shit. And so they go down to the basement, and so they go up to like this table where I'm guessing the pumpkin is. And so, he rubs his child's head. He reaches back with the knife. You think he's about to stab the fuck out of his kid, and then he goes squish. And then you see the blood on the knife, and you're like, he done killed his motherfucking son. Like, right. Wow. It became very dark very quickly. But then you realize that there's a severed head on a swivel, and that's what him and his son are carving. And the head looks like Charlie. Is that not Charlie? Is that what you're telling me?
What I'm saying is, you said that he brought Charlie in the house. Then you said, and he's got another dead body in the grave. Another body in the grave. We were supposed to be alluded that was Charlie in the grave, not that he had already chopped Charlie's head off and left him inside. Charlie was supposed to be in the grave, but you said that it was somebody else. So you ruined the punchline.
I hate you. There are no visuals. And so, so they, that water was good. And so, yeah, so he's just a disgusting murderer. And his son is going to be as well. 2
out of 10.
You didn't like it?
No.
I guess with anthologies like this, maybe it helps to explain why you're killing children.
Correct. Like it was just out of nowhere. Like I could see if he had like a personal vendetta against Charlie, even though he's a kid.
Well, as the movie went on, I thought they were going to reveal that Charlie was bullying his son. And maybe that's why that would have made it. I would have been like, oh, okay. And that explains why your son is helping you carve the dead body. Because other than that, the fuck y'all got going on over here. And so, just a little tad bit of writing would have helped. Because I was like, okay.
Exposition, please.
I'll give it a 2 as well. And so, moving on along.
The high school bus massacre. Now, I like this one. I think the best out of all of them. I did. I enjoyed it.
So as the movie's going on, there are these 3 kids, and they go to every house, and they're like trick or treat. But what they really want is a jack-o'-lantern. So they're going to these random houses, like, "Hey, do you have a jack-o'-lantern we could have? We're on a scavenger hunt." Like, yay! And so they originally stopped by Mr. Wilkins. He don't have a jack-o'-lantern. He's like, "Get the fuck on the porch." They even stopped by their drunk. What the fuck is she? The librarian? She was acting like a librarian.
She was like, oh,
She
shake it,
was
shake
all
it, shake it, shake
drunk,
it, shake.
hot and horny, and they're having like a Halloween sex party. And
She asked the kids if they wanted drinks too.
yeah, very mean girls. I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Why do you want a little bit? Because if you want to drink it, I'd rather you do in the house. And so they don't get the jack-o'-lantern from her either. So they're just going around and they finally see like a yard full of jack-o'-lanterns. And I'm like, jackpot. And it belongs to Lori?
Rhonda's mom.
Rhonda. And so Rhonda, they call her the R word. She doesn't even seem neurodivergent. She just seems socially awkward. I mean, like she just seems like the socially awkward girl who doesn't have friends, so she reads books. I mean, like, so she's smart. Like, because I mean,
right.
Yeah. Because she gives them like the history of Halloween, like the all this kind of shit. So I'm just like, okay, I didn't get that from that character, but it's 2007, so maybe they didn't even do research. But yeah, so she's the pariah of the neighborhood, and so they get what's his name, Schrader,
played by Baby Daddy. I don't know his real name.
I love you so much.
Name, I love that
you
show
so much.
Why is that show
so good?
It was so funny.
Oh my god,
it was so funny.
It's I hate when people are like my age and then they're like, I see them young because I'm like, it's weird. He was in Kyle XY too, but yeah, his name is Jean-Luc Bilodeau. No, it's like Bilodeau. Yeah, he's like French and stuff. And so yeah, and he's like the hot, what did they call it? The damn it, they call it when women are detectives and shit. Not the hot piece, but like I don't know, there's a term for it when like when you're like sexy and you're used to lure them in. I forgot. Yeah, there's a term for it.
Honey trap.
Thank you. You acted like you didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. It's like a hot piece.
I didn't.
I want to go to Popeyes and get some wings.
Let me get a 2-piece spicy white, please, with fries.
And so
and a strawberry drink.
Wait a minute. Stop. Oh, I'm hungry. And so
don't forget the honey for my biscuit.
So yeah, he like flirts with her and they join, and she like gives them their jack-o'-lanterns for whatever they're about to do. And what we find out what they're about to do is they're about to go offer these jack-o'-lanterns as a sacrifice. What sacrifice? There's a story at hand. There is, dare I say?
Okay, so the story says the weary and resentful parents of 8 monstrous children bribed their bus driver to dispose of them. Before the driver could complete his plan, one child escaped his shackles and took control of the bus, accidentally driving it off a cliff into the quarry. The children all drowned. Though the bus driver survived, he was never heard from again. No one even tried to find the bus, as people didn't want it to be found. These kids...
I don't like the way you...
Was it supposed to be Halloween night for the kids? Like, why were they all wearing masks on the bus?
Because I thought it was supposed to be Halloween for them.
Okay.
That's why he gave them candy. I was just making sure.
Okay.
That synopsis makes it seem like it was cute. This shit was horrific. He had these fucking kids chained up, and I'm guessing we're led to believe these are neurodivergent kids as well, because I'm like, the fuck they mean monstrous? Like, who wrote this? And so,
let's see.
Do they tell you on Wikipedia who wrote it?
Michael Dougherty wrote this movie. Oh, I don't know who wrote the Wikipedia.
Like monstrous children. What was monstrous about them? And so
those scary ass masks they had on.
And so he literally had them chained up on the bus as he's about to drive them over, and then he like hands them each a piece of candy. And there is one kid who's like, he notices that he didn't go the wrong way, and I'm like, okay, he's clearly learned. I don't want to diagnose him, but I'm like, I feel like I know what he has. But he noticing like, dude, you're going the wrong way. Like, you're not going the way we usually go. Damn it, I feel like I really know what it is. But yeah, and so that's the one who breaks free and drives it off. Which I'm like, really, he murdered everybody. Because the bus driver didn't get to. And so,
right, like, if you don't know how to drive the bus, what are you doing?
And that's why I'm just like, did he murder them? I mean, he took them there, but did he murder them? No, he didn't. Now, did he help them get out? I mean, it's 8 kids. So it's just like, survivor's remorse. So I didn't get murder from that. I just got, they may have hired him to murder their children, but he did not do that. And so, yeah. Damn it, what's the lead bitch's name? Emma? Macy tells the story to everyone, and then so they her and Schrader. Who names their son that?
Just call him Shredder.
And so then Shrek. And so, and who's the girl with the fucking retainer? Retainer girl.
Sarah.
She doesn't get a name. And so Sarah.
Sarah,
do you have any?
And
Sarah,
then Chip is the little one.
Sarah, do you have any powers? Because we don't. And so they go down on this makeshift raggedy ass elevator. I'm like, this is the horror movie. And
Macy, Chip, and Schrader go down the Macy, Schrader, and Sarah go down the elevator, and there's Chip, like a key. Yeah, there's a key to the elevator. They leave Rhonda and Chip up top, and they say, you have to come down after us. That's when I would have just exited. They're like, we're going to send the key back up for you. So they go all the way down to the bottom of the rock quarry. They send the keys back up, and then that's when Chip and Rhonda ride the elevator back down. Like, what are you doing? I'm scared already. I'm not coming down here with y'all. I'll be the lookout. I'll wait up by the street.
And then it's foggy, y'all. So they get on
spooky Halloween night.
And so they get on and they go riding down. And so from the top you can see the three people, they're jack-o'-lanterns. They can see the lights of them. And then all of a sudden you hear them scream and they're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the jack-o'-lantern lights go out one by one. And so what's his name? You just said his name, Spot.
Chip.
And so Chip starts freaking out. And he's like, hell no, I'm taking it back up. I'm not going down there. Oh my God. And so they get down. And so, Rhonda's acting like her name, like a strong Black woman. And she's just like, you know what? You stay here, close it, close the gate to the elevator, and I'll go look for them. And I'm like, damn, that's really bold. Like, I wouldn't go looking for these. I don't know these bitches. And
I was thinking she was like a ghost or something. I was thinking she was one of those kids because she was just all like, I can do it. I'm not scared of anything. I was like, Rhonda, what you up to, girl?
Well, apparently she was up to being a good human being. And so she gets down there and she's looking for these bitches. And so you see like they talk about the bus was never, it was too deep. The bus sank so deep they couldn't find it. The bus is literally sitting on top of the damn lake. I'm like,
right. Did the bus even sink?
Like, did you pinch the bitch? Like, and so you see, and she like
sees the mass too of all the kids. Mm-hmm. So Rhonda sees all this. So now Rhonda is like, oh shit, I'm scared now.
Is she scared? Because the bitch reaches down trying to get the mask out the water. I'm like, okay, you're getting a little too, what are you doing? Like, I would have turned around. And so in the midst of doing that, all of a sudden she gets grabbed. And so that's when she realizes, oh, I need to be scared. And so then all these zombie things start coming after her. She starts screaming. Of course, she drops her glasses. She can't see a thing without her glasses.
I can't see a thing without my glasses. Millhouse.
And so, why did you say that? And so they go.
So she's running. She's running. Yeah.
And then she sees, oh, poor Chip. I hate Chip, and he's getting his intestines eaten out. And she's like, oh, hell no. So she go running. But then she like, she's at the edge of not a cliff, but like, I would say, what do you call that? A hump. And so the zombies are, they're moving towards her. And so classic thing, she's backing up. They're moving towards her. She's backing up. She doesn't realize, bitch, I always look behind me. You got me fucked up. I'm not falling.
She ran out of ground.
I'm not falling in shit. So she Mufasa's and falls into the wildebeest.
Long live the king.
Like Scar. And so she falls, she hits her head, and then they think she's dead. So that's when it's revealed that these zombies are these bastard ass kids. So they put on went down there, put on the costumes in an attempt to prank her. And so they're like, oh my God, she's dead, which I thought she was dead too, because this is literally in real life how people be dying. Like, you plan a prank, they fall on something, they hit their head. This is how the movie starts. And so
this is why I always say pointless fights make no sense. You should only be fighting for self-defense. Because you can accidentally kill somebody.
All you gotta do is hit somebody. What are we doing? Somebody wrong.
How many movies have we seen where somebody gets pushed and fall on the edge of a counter?
Damn, I just watched something like that. Yeah, and then the blood starts seeping out, and then you don't know what to do. Exactly. And you do not clean blood with bleach, people. Just throwing it out there. And so
Fabuloso.
You know that famous Pine Sol and
Windex. Oh my God, what happened to the Pine Sol lady?
I want to say she aged, baby. She was like already old when we were doing it. Maybe she has to be at least 80 by now. And so you need to Google that. And so
Rhonda is basically fed up. She's like, I'm out of here. So
Oh yeah, so they
Schrader,
wake her up and they realize, they're like, "Hey, it's just a prank." So yeah, go ahead. She's over it. Because when I tell you she
yeah,
looks so
she
over it. She's like,
she
"My
was
glasses
just
broke,
like,
bitch."
it was like, when you see movies where people get attacked and then they finally get free and they're just walking home. She was
You
just
mean
like,
like I'm so mad you didn't make this reference. You mean like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like, remember how the girl was just she was walking and they were like, "Hey,
like
you
you,
okay?" She's like, "I can't."
she have nothing to say. She
Like,
have nothing
cause
to
what
say.
do you? I mean, that's such a real. They don't do that anymore in movies.
And Rhonda liked Schrader, and Schrader
Mhm,
was flirting with her. So
mhm,
she was believing. So just add insult to injury. Literally,
mhm,
insult to injury. The back of
mhm.
her head busted up. So she walks back to the elevator, and
I just thought about just her walking like.
yeah, she's walking. Macy kicks a jack-o'-lantern into the water. I feel like this has something to do with it. I think that's what woke them up, because she kicked it in there.
Yeah, they
So
go clean up.
the actual dead kids emerge from the lake and start running after them. Running, running, running. Rhonda had already had a head start, baby. So Rhonda is in the elevator. The four of them catch up to the elevator and they're like, "Rhonda, let us in, Rhonda,
Or
Rhonda,
Sarah don't
Rhonda,
make
Rhonda."
it. Sarah don't make it to the elevator
Oh
because
yeah,
she's
they
wrapped in
ate her ass
chains
up.
and they get them baby. When I tell you she's like, I was like, damn, Sarah.
What's that Nick Jonas song, Chains?
I got no chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. Oh, I wouldn't change this love. You're trying to break the chains, but the chains never break me.
Boom, 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 boom. I loved his comeback. He's
I
so cute.
know. I just want him to fix his fucking teeth. And so,
It gives him character.
fuck you.
I
You're
think he's
rich.
sweet.
You're rich. You can get your teeth fixed. I'm not. He already has character. He's the only cute one.
So Rhonda says not a word. She goes. She takes the key. She puts the key in the hole. She turned the elevator, and the elevator started going up, and she just
Like over, and then you just hear them screaming and getting torn apart.
oh.
Like, not you becoming me. And she gets off the elevator and she sees Sam over there. He done peed his onesie. And she put on her witch hat and she just says,
She grabbed her wagon.
And baby, the wagon with jack-o'-lantern on it, and Mosey's on along. I'm like completely unfucking bothered. Like,
You don't make somebody lose their glasses, and you don't play in their face like Schrader played in her face.
mm-hmm.
Rhonda did what needed to be done.
Right?
I
Because
mean,
like, why would you pull a prank on me and I'm a witch, baby? You could have got this good cat, but now you're getting cat scratched.
What?
I'm just let's be real. She was gonna give it up that night, and so yeah, I don't have time for it, and neither did Sam, because Sam didn't save him either, and so
Sorry, everybody. So they did. So that's the end of the Halloween school bus massacre. I like I said, I like this one the best out of all of them. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. It had a very cohesive storyline. I mean, you didn't really get to know the characters, but it was like everything was laid out for you. Like in the beginning story, we didn't know anything. In this one, we knew everything.
yeah.
So except for why the children were monstrous, that's the only thing we didn't know. So yeah, 6 out of 10.
Because they're zombies. Why they were dressed as monsters. Oh yeah, because because it was 2007 and they're saying
why the parents, why they even did it in the first place.
You know why you've seen American Horror Story. You know why? Because they didn't want the R-word kids, and so
oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I got from it, because I'm like, okay, but which is why it made sense for Rhonda to get her revenge, since they called her that too. But yeah, so
Rhonda in a Honda.
I'll give it a 7. I love revenge movies, especially against the underdog. I'm number 1 with Carrie. So baby, don't fuck with me. Her.
Have you ever seen like I Spit on Your Grave?
No. I've only heard. I didn't know that was a real movie. I heard Tatum say that, so I thought it was.
Oh yeah, so it's like a rape revenge movie. So I've seen it before, and like the rape, it was so intense. So I just fast forwarded that and got to the end where she killed everybody, and I was like, yes.
Okay, all right.
So I would advise you to fast forward it and then just watch the end.
Okay, because I don't like those scenes, and so 100%. Yeah, I love a revenge movie. Yes. So let's get to the party.
And the next segment is called Surprise Party.
So this one's weird.
Suki. Sookie
Fucking
Stack
Sookie.
House.
Fucking Sookie. And so now this one's weird. And I'll say it's weird because you know how the movie starts. We don't get to know those characters. That's why I was like, it's weird that this is grouped into that one. Because we don't see anyway, we'll get to that. So you see tits, you see ass, you see legs, you see hotness. And basically
Legs,
it's
breast,
just
and thighs. Doo-doo. Sweet potato pie.
I don't even know.
General's fried chicken. General's fried chicken. It's butt kicking. General's fried. You know it tastes so good.
How does
Come
it
on
feel
in
knowing you'll
now and
never see heaven?
get a
So-
2-piece nappy meal.
Was that they clone Tyrone?
Undercover Brother.
Oh, I fucking hate you. Because they did the chicken thing. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's why I was like, when I saw they clone Tyrone, I was like, is this Undercover Brother and Black Dynamite mixed together?
So yeah. And so basically it's just 3 girls getting dressed in their Halloween costumes. This little boy is fucking peeking through the dressing room. This pisses me off. This part pisses me off. Because the mom talking about some ladies, there's children out here. Bitch, your fucking peeping Tom ass child away from these dressing rooms. Like, in what world? It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like they were doing anything. They were literally getting dressed. Like, I was like, what are they supposed to do?
They were in a dressing room. They weren't like changing right in the front.
It was like,
ridiculous.
no, this bitch didn't. But it's 2007, so I'm just gonna let the writers do the writers, because So yeah,
everybody is dressed like a Disney princess or
character.
Let's go with some kind of fairy tale character.
Yeah. So we got Cinderella. The black girl is dressed as Snow White. I like that. And the who's the other?
The other white girl is dressed like Lil Bo Peep, and the other white girl is dressed like Little Red
Riding Hood. That's how Sookie Stackhouse is dressed, and hers is
Sookie.
I mean, I don't know. Hers just seemed less slutty than the other ones. Her breasts weren't out. And so basically they're talking about, girl, we need to get you a man. You need a motherfucking man. You need your clit tingling. And so she's like,
they do not say that. They just emphasize the fact that she's a virgin. They keep saying that she's a virgin.
And she's like, I want to wait for the right one. I just want it to be special. They're like, girl, shut the fuck up. Get laid. Get laid and get paid.
You keep seeing the girls like walking up to the most random guys like, hey, we're having a party out in the woods later. And it's like, these girls are all relatively attractive. And they're just going up to any guy. It could be the UPS driver. Any guy on the road. They're like, hey, we're having a party out in the woods. Come on out.
So the first guy, he's checking them out, actually. And who the fuck puts on their Halloween costumes and then gets checked out in them? I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, when you buy them
Halloween
first?
Night.
But when you buy them...
I've seen people... I've worked in clothing stores before people put the outfit on and then came and bought it because they were like, I gotta go.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah. And so,
I mean, isn't it easier to change in the dressing room?
Yeah. And so, that makes sense. But I would buy it and I would buy it then go to the dressing room. But okay. And so, she flirts with the checkout guy and she's like, come to this party tonight. This is how and she's basically saying, this is how it's done, bitch. And so, yeah. They get to the party. It don't look like a party. It looks like a block party. Looks like a party on the road. There's like, looks like fucking, I Know What You Did Last Summer with the band and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, everybody pretty much leaves Lori though. So Lori stays and tries to enjoy the town festival while she looks for her man. So that's basically what she's trying to do.
And Macy.
This segment was really short when you think about it.
Yeah, Macy, and that's why I'm trying to add some context. Macy,
it's not Macy. There's no Macy in this.
Who is Marie? I'm sorry, Marie and Janet. Yes. They get some fucking grips. I don't know. They're like not computer, but cameramen. And they're like, oh, be our dates for the party, whatever. They get dates too.
The most random guys, I'm telling you. And
they're not cute. And so they in the midst of the party, see, I get like, it's so weird because this one's weird. You see some her. She gets she's like kissing this guy. She's making out with him in the alley. And they're getting all hot and heavy. And then she's like, I need another drink. And then he like starts like, I don't know what you call this. Gomez Adamsing her. And he starts kissing her arms, her neck, her breasts, and she's all like, you're giving him too much. And so then all of a sudden she looks down and realizes there's blood all over her. And what? And so then she starts getting freaked out. She looks at him and she sees he has vampire teeth. And I'm like, how do we turn this into a vampire movie?
Right.
How
So
did we
this
turn?
is so we never said this. This is Little Red that's going through this.
No.
You didn't.
Oh, well, this isn't her at this moment, ma'am. This is the girl in the alley.
Oh.
Damn you. And so she starts running. Now mind you, she runs and gets very like she gets all the way there. Mind you, she falls like 15 times, but she still gets to the street. And so she's like pulling on people, tugging people. One of the people she pulls on is a couple that's beginning the movie. But then the husband's like, man, she's just drunk. She's like, help me. And he's like, she's just drunk. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so she's literally just stands in the road screaming. And then she turns around and she sees the vampire guy again. And next thing we know, she's just dead. And he just leaves her dead
Like, why
body.
did she just walk with him? I would have got in front of them. We walking together, baby.
She had just got laid off, so this was her chance out. And so she just leaves her body in the middle of the street. Nobody asks any questions. Nobody says anything. And he's just going about his business.
It's always a Halloween prank.
Is it? I don't see this kind of weird shit on Halloween, but maybe I don't go out to enough cities. And so
no, because we're always like in the party area. We're not in the like, you know, you know.
And so me in the meantime, Red Hood, Lori, she's chilling, and her big sister calls her and she's like, hey, I found this guy for you. You better come get him. He looks like the pizza guy. And so
he looked a little dumpy.
So she's like, so is he hot? And she's like, he's sweet. And she's like, so he's ugly. And so she heads on over. And as she's heading on over, literally like little Bo Peep, she's like with her basket and walking through the forest. And then she gets attacked by a vampire guy. And what does he say to her? Oh, what big eyes you have, like a fucking wolf.
Like, stay in your right character. Are you supposed to be a werewolf or are you supposed to be a vampire?
Pissing me off.
It should have said, I want to suck your blood or something like that instead of big eyes you have.
Don't do that again.
He ain't been reading Grimm's fairy tales.
Don't do that again. And so
Grimm was my favorite show ever.
I don't know. No, that was Castle Rock. Because I was like, did I watch Grimm? Wait. No, that was Castle Rock. Wait. No, that wasn't Castle Rock. Was Grimm with the Skarsgård brother and Jean Grey? Or is that something else? Okay. So what the fuck is that?
Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Okay.
What's the dad's name from? What was that show that used to come on? The CW, the only black show. Before they got the football shows. Something Heights.
Lincoln Heights.
The dad from Lincoln Heights played in Grimm.
Okay. I don't know. I know the name, but it's not what the fuck I thought it was, and I'm mad.
It's hands down my favorite TV show ever. And I don't even like supernatural magical shit. I just loved Grimm.
You can tell because the fact that you said that means that you don't have taste. Anywho, because the originals is the best. Anyway, but yeah. So
I don't like vampire anything. I don't watch any vampire based anything. I don't like. It's my least favorite. Vampires.
So you're not watching an Interview with the Vampire. Fuck you. And so
and zombies. I hate zombies too.
Well, I can understand that. And so and so all of a sudden you see the vampire, the girls come walking up and they're like looking for Lori and they're like, where's Lori? She's late. And then you see the vampire guy and he just like he's wrapped in her Little Red Riding Hood and he's like, help me. And he's
thrown in the, he's wrapped in the cloth and he's like thrown over by the girls and they're like, what the hell?
Like it was just, and so they're like, he's like, oh, like he's bloody, and I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? He was just getting fucked up. I mean, he was just fucking her up, and so then Lori comes out, bloodied, and like she got blood on her tits, and she's just like, yeah, hi guys, and so that's when the plot twist is revealed. Yeah, she's like, you told me not to put up a fight, but he bit me. Oh, you told me not to play hard, and then he bit me, and so that's when the plot twist is revealed. So they take off his mask and they take out his teeth and it's revealed to be Steven. So not only is a child murderer, but he's like a woman murderer as well. And so
the lady that he got the first time was probably the lady that he was burying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
And
who he was very.
so yeah. So he looks around and he sees like all these dead men in a circle, and there's like a bonfire, and he's like, ah, what the fuck? And so Lori walks up to him and she mounts him, and that's when the bigger plot twist is revealed. These are whores, and when I say whores, they are werewolf women. And so they start dancing all sexually with squeezing their tits and taking their clothes off, and then they start taking their skin off as well, and they're revealed to all be werewolf women. And so when she talks about her first, she means her first kill, and she feels good about herself because her first kill is somebody who actually deserves it. Like, it's not an innocent guy, it's actually a fucking murdering ass bastard who deserves to die. And so she becomes a werewolf, and she just eats him. And Sam is sitting at the bonfire like, oh, holy shit. That's literally how he looks at them, like, oh, holy shit.
He should have had like a s'more or something.
Yeah, what the fuck y'all got going on? Because he's eating every time we see him, this fat fuck. And so yeah, he's just chilling like, oh, this is what y'all into? And so yeah, and they start howling and shit. And you hear the howling in the story before us. I love how they wrapped that around when they were like, ooh, and they're like, oh, it's werewolves. Huh? All right.
Surprise party. 4.5.
3.
The half is because they came back and killed Steven. I appreciated that.
Oh yeah. I'll give it a 3, 3.5. There was a black girl. The black girl from Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I'm sorry. Family reunion. Family reunion.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah. Yeah.
She's not Christina.
No.
Christina's
she was
not
the one
here.
who was getting beat on. Which she's done a lot of shit. She's really pretty. I'm surprised she don't have more roles. But yeah.
She's not that great of an actor. That's all.
Explains why she was in White Chicks. And so she was the reporter. And so
you're right.
So yeah, it was because it's just it was a plot twist, but it was just like the fact they intertwined it too much. Like, this one was intertwined way too much.
Yes, we saw them a lot.
Yeah, and then you saw like Steven, and you saw the people from the beginning of the movie, and it was just like theirs was just minuscule compared to everything else. And so we get to the last one.
It's called Sam.
Sam I Am.
This one's for the jiggalators. This one's for the jiggalators.
All right, you were going to make a green eggs and ham joke, but you failed me yet again. And so, so we're back at Mr. Wilkins' house. I'm sorry, Mr. Craig's house, with a K. And so,
I think it's Krieg.
Oh, sorry, Krieg. And so, some kids are coming up to his house and like, trick or treat, Mom and Pete, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. We'll put on your underwear. Sexual assault. And so the door opens and you see these bright yellow eyes, and you hear like a werewolf growling. You're like, oh, another werewolf. And so it goes chasing after the kids, and they close the gate and they run off. And then it goes inside, and it's revealed to be just Mr. Krieg's dog wearing a mask, and that's what he uses to scare the kids away because he's an asshole. And then he starts just watching some fucking food.
Well, it's called Trick or Treat. So you can play a trick.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And so, don't do that. Do not give this man anything. He's an asshole. And so he's just watching the cooking channel, and it's some nasty ass meatloaf bullshit. And he gets
meatloaf.
And so that's when you see his story and Steven's story. They get intertwined. You see when he actually goes outside and gets his dog and he's an asshole. Then he goes back inside. So he gets he goes upstairs because he hears some bullshit going on, and under his bed he like hears noises, and he like sees something moving. So he takes the covers off, and it's like a hand, like a mechanical or something kind of hand moving, and then he looks and sees like trick or treat, smell my feet on the wall, and it's like written in blood. And so he's like, oh shit. So he grabs his shotgun, and that's when he sees Sam for the first time. And Sam is like, bitch, it's on and popping. So Sam attacks the fuck out of him. Well, he cuts his leg first, which I don't understand how he was moving after this, because he cuts his Achilles tendon. But he's
adrenaline?
Still okay. And so, because I'm just saying, Wade couldn't in House of Wax. And so, and so he's like running all through his house, getting attacked by this little boy. He's like shooting at him, trying to get away from him. The little boy like running on the damn.
He even shoots him.
Mm-hmm. And so that's when you see the part where he's like at his window. He's like, "Help me! Help me!" And he gets ignored.
And Mr.
Baby.
Wilkins is like,
Yeah. And so this dude crawling on the fucking wall and shit, messing up my damn paint. And so he's just attacking this man. He doing all kinds of flips and tricks. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And so he starts like biting him and all kinds of shit. And so he eventually he shoots him and he takes off his mask. And that's when he's revealed to be like a skull-o-lantern.
A jack-o'-skull?
Like he looks like a jack-o'-lantern in a skull, and I'm just like, ew, he looks ill. And so and he even like when he's like starts shooting him and trying to like dismember him, he even has like the pumpkin insides, and that's gross. I hate carving pumpkin because like ew, what's in there? Like how is that good? Like because people eat pumpkin, and I'm like, how is that desirable? Ugh. It's like
more pumpkin pie, please.
All these entrails. And so I'm just like, it was gross. And so he finally shoots him in the head and slides him in the wall. And so then he crawls over. And then I don't understand what he's trying to do because he don't call no damn police. And then that's when you see that Sam's hand can move on its own, like the thing. I mean, wait, is it thing or it? Which one is from the Addams Family? Is the hand? Is that thing or it?
Thing.
Okay, so yeah, he stabs him in the foot, and now he can't walk all of a sudden. So he crawls on over. He crawls over to his table, and he pulls down the table with his candy bar, and what the fuck does he have?
100 grand?
No, it's like he's reaching for something, but I forgot what it was. It wasn't a gun, but it's like I don't know. I forgot. And so Sam, he grabs some candy. He bites it, and that's what creates his I don't know what you want to call it, his sickle. It's like a jack-o'-lantern candy, but it's like a sickle that he uses to stab people. And so he walks over to the man, and he has the sickle over his head, and he's about to kill him. And then he stabs his candy bar, grabs his candy bar, eats it, and then he walks off. And then he walks out the house.
So basically, what I got from that is he was telling how I read in the synopsis of them, basically respecting Halloween. It's because Krieg had all his lights off. He was not handing out candy. So he wasn't participating in the event. So that's why Sam went over there and whooped his ass real quick to give some candy out. Shit.
Like literally, he just beat his ass, took the candy, and was like, "That's what I thought, bitch," and then walked out. And I'm just like, "But he's alive." And I'm like, "Why does he get to survive?" And so he patches himself up, and then that motherfucker start handing out candy. I bet you that.
But did you see in the fireplace?
Yes, ma'am. We're not there yet. And so he hands out the candy, and they're like, "Oh, great mummy costume." He's being nice to the kids. He's not really being verbally nice, but he's handing out candy. And Sam watching him like, "Yeah, bitch, that's what I motherfucking thought. You act up again, and I'm bring my ass back over here and give you what for." And so he goes back in the house, and so he was burning photographs at the beginning of the story, and it's revealed, knock, knock, knock. He gets a knock at the door, and that's when 8 zombies visit him. It's revealed that he is the bus driver that was responsible for driving the kids off of the cliff, even though he didn't drive it off.
Right, they need to be whooping that other kid's ass.
Exactly. And so I guess they kill him. That's his story, which this time I never heard from again. Bitch, he in the same town. Like I'm like 3 change houses.
I give it a 3.
2. And so to wrap the movie up, then you see all the events. So you see Rhonda, she's crossing the street
with her jack-o'-lanterns.
With her jack-o'-lantern in the wagon. You see the werewolf girls, they almost hit her, but they stop and they're just laughing and stuff. Oh, we had a great time. You see Mr. Wilkins, Billy's son. He's on the porch handing out candy, not realizing that those women who just drove by.
Will's son, get it? That was so fucking stupid.
No, it wasn't. That shit scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. That movie was scary. I don't give a fuck.
You're a loser.
That was scary as shit.
You're a loser.
Like, what the fuck you mean? Like,
we did skip the first part of the story. But we see Emma and Henry. We see Sam see Emma and Henry arrive home, and Sam sees Emma prematurely, blowing out the candles of a jack-o'-lantern, and Sam moves in to kill her as punishment.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the beginning of the movie, we see that happening. We don't know who comes to kill her, but I mean, they chop her up, and the husband. So while she was there taking down the Halloween decorations because she was ready, she told them to get ready for their mother-in-law coming in. The husband's like, "Well, we can wait till tomorrow. It's tradition to keep it up the rest of the night." And Emma's like, "No, we got to do this." So she's taking everything down, and the husband goes up to watch porn.
Yeah, literally. So in the meantime, while she's cleaning the decorations, Sam come up under a sheet and like slits her fucking throat and shit. He thinks her like she's screaming, but he thinks it's the porn. Well, I mean, it is kind of the porn. And I'm just like, what kind of shit is this? And so yeah, your wife is murdered and you didn't find her because you're watching porn. And then he goes down to find her and she's like a scarecrow, and he like stuck the candy in her mouth that he was eating earlier at Mr. Wilson's. And I'm just
You see what happens when Pierre suggests movies?
Oh, don't fucking play. You thought of this damn anthology thing, and there are literally 5 anthology movies, and this was on the list. They were like, trick or treat.
All right, so for trick or treat, it's an easy watch. I just wasn't like hyped for it. Let's just say that, because we had watched Trilogy of Terror, I love that, and we had watched
Fuck you. That was not a good movie. And we watched Hood of Horrors, which was really good. That was good.
So I mean, I give this one since it's an easy watch, I give it a 5 out of 10. Like it's just borderline. It's not something I would watch again.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 too. Never watching again. You're not gonna miss anything. But it's, I mean, if you're a horror connoisseur, then yeah, go ahead and give it a watch. Apparently it's a cult classic, and I'm like, I've never heard anybody say watch Trick or Treat. Never. I've seen this movie at video stores. Never gave it a second thought. I never knew what it was about. Never wanted to know. So yeah.
Thought it was like a B movie. Like, we saw the cover for Jack Frost and we were like, yeah, that's what I thought this was.
No, I didn't think that when I saw this one.
Yeah, so it was, I mean, the idea is good. It reminds me of those New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day movies that have all the celebrities in it.
That's exactly what, okay, if you put it like
all
that.
Connected.
It's all connected. If you put it like that, then yeah, it could be a good movie. But the thing about those movies is the writing's better. So like it goes around and you're like, oh. This was just like, huh? What? Oh. I don't know. It should have all ended at the same time. Instead, they ended them one by one. Maybe that's what was missing.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. That will do it for 2007's Trick or Treat. Trigger. Hard ER. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Please be sure to join us next week when we review our last anthology of the month, which is going to be Tales from the Hood. Don't look like that. We've already discussed it.
No, I was like, I didn't know there was another one. Because April had
long. 5 Sundays.
Yeah. Join us next week and last fucking Sunday of April. Thank you.
Bye. Where did you hide it, Dan?